Hi everyone, welcome to another Terry Talk. Question for you all. How recession ready are you? Yes, I said the R word. I think we need to prepare ourselves. You know, I should probably go to the gym more and probably eat better, probably worry less and probably sleep more. None of this is new to any of us. We all know that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So how does this apply to you in your organization? Well, the question is, are you ready? There are some incredibly major seismic shifts happening yet again in our marketplaces, and our talent pools are not immune to the impacts of these. We've got record low unemployment. We have massive supply chain issues. Our inflation rate here in Canada, 31-year high, over 6.8% inflation. Unbelievable. Our jobless rate is hovering around 5%, the lowest number since pretty much we started tracking data in the 70s. It's unbelievable. Just recently, the U.S. Fed raised interest rates 0.75 basis points, almost unheard of. And the real estate market, has shrunk over 20% locally in 1 month. 1 month. This is really wild swings. So what does all this mean? Well, change is coming like a freight train right at us. So recruitment currently remains pretty strong. The war for talent is quite active, but we're starting to hear rumblings. We're starting to hear subtle hints and rumors, particularly in the financial services and obviously the real estate market. Are you looking at your workforce planning 12, 18 months ahead, planning for the contingencies that are likely going to be needed, like career transition and outplacement? How do you plan to keep your employer brand strong when the storm hits? Because it's coming. How do you future-proof you and your organization? Retention of talent remains top of mind, no question. So coaching, talent development, leadership development, training, all of these solutions are actively sought out right now. We're trying to upskill. We're trying to keep people engaged. It's critical to the success of our organization. This is really preparing for the war for talent that's here and the war for talent that continues to rage. People who are engaged and are developing, they contribute. They continue to be productive. They continue to add competitiveness to you and your organization. But sadly, when the cuts come, and they will come, will these be the first areas to go? Or will you double down on development and engagement and retention of your key talent? The other big issue right now, huge, compensation. All the economic indicators are driving conversation about compensation. 6.8% inflation rate means $1 today is worth a lot less tomorrow. The market is moving so incredibly fast that we can't keep up on data. And we're being asked more and more all the time, how do we compensate our existing employees? How do we do that fairly for new hires? How do we deal that with mid-cycle increases to respond to cost of living increases? And how do we balance that rising cost of both labor and inflation overall? Lots of requests. So one quick comment here. Supply and demand issues are often solved by increased prices, and in this case, increased salaries. The snag with that comparison, though, is in markets, you can draw back on prices. You can draw back on costs. Kind of hard to draw back on salaries if it's a fixed salary cost. So our advice, stay away from those big fixed salary increases. Rather, look to variable compensation increases that allows you some flexibility should compensation start to return to normal levels. You're not handcuffed with overcompensating people. That's a critical piece. How are you staying relevant? What are you and your organization doing to stay relevant and ahead of the curve that is coming? Are you actively engaged in your markets? Do you understand what's going on? And I think the most important message is, can we please stop referring to our employees as our most important assets? They're not assets. Assets are what we liquidate when the going gets tough, and the going could get tough soon. Let's not do that. What are employees? Those that have heard me talk before, they know the answer to this question. Employees are investors. They invest their skills, they invest their experience, the skills, experience, knowledge, my apologies, caught up in my own thoughts there. They invest their skills, experience, and knowledge every day in an organization in exchange, yes, for compensation, but other things too, like the ability to be masters of their craft, the ability to have autonomy and do things the way they want to do them and execute well for you. And of course, the big granddaddy of them all, purpose. Are you aligned to purpose? Let's not lose sight of these things as the storm comes and the storm rages, because it's coming. I hope you have some other thoughts that you can share in our comments down below. I'd love to hear from you about how you're preparing for the coming storm, the R word, the recession. We'll talk to you again real soon.